Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Wake Up Report. Two new gun laws go into effect, respectively, in Mississippi and California. Both of them make absolutely no sense, in my opinion. It just goes to show that this country has a long way to go when it comes to enacting fair gun legislation and gun legislation that makes sense. In California, as of 2017, the new law says that you will no longer be able to own an AR-15, or what people refer to as assault style weapons that can fire bullets repeatedly at a high rate, and weapons that whose clips can hold 30 or more rounds of ammunition. And laws like this make absolutely no sense, in my opinion, because it does not stop the criminal from getting their hands on their AR-15s that fire high rates of ammunition with clips that can hold 30 or more bullets. It just seems like the responsible gun owner is always handcuffed with these ridiculous laws, and laws that the criminals do not pay attention to. The emphasis should be placed more on getting the guns out of the hands of criminals and prosecuting people who get their hands on stolen weapons or illegal weapons, and be more aggressive on that. Stop handcuffing the law-abiding, responsible gun owner that wants an AR-15 and knows how to use it. It makes absolutely no sense, and really, as far as I'm concerned, the emphasis really shouldn't be on the guns; it should be on the bullets. A gun is absolutely useless without the bullets. And where do the criminals get all the bullets from when you have to go to the gun shop to buy your bullets? So, I just think the emphasis is on the wrong place when it comes to making these laws. They just it's just grandstanding as far as I'm concerned. And if you limit a 30 round clip, which, realistically one bullet will kill you. So, I go get a clip that holds 15 rounds. I go get a gun that holds 6 rounds. I go get a gun that, Smith & Wesson makes a pistol that fires a 50 caliber shell. And it only holds about, 6 shots? So it's not the amount of bullets, gun lawmaker people, it is the damage that one single bullet can do. So just handcuffing of responsible people makes absolutely no sense when the criminals always figure out a way to get what they want. Personally, I believe that if a firearm is made available legally for sale in the United States, you have the right to buy, or you should have the right to buy whatever you want. If it is defined as an assault rifle, you should have the right to buy it if it is legal and available to buy. Whatever handgun you want, you should be able to buy it. These ridiculous restrictions on what you can and what you can't get have absolutely no bearing on the criminal or the person who wants to get a gun and do harm with it. If they can't get access to guns, they're going to make bombs. If they can't get access to bomb making material, they will use knives, they will use bats, they will use poison. People that want to do wrong are just going to do wrong. So, limiting or banning assault weapons in California is not going to stop assault weapons from getting into California. That's where you need to put your lawmaking emphasis on. Convict the criminals who do wrong and quit handcuffing responsible law-abiding people that know how to use firearms. When you own guns, you have to be responsible. It is your obligation to be responsible with the type of weapon that you buy. So if you you got a Glock in your house and your boy's whooping you on Xbox or something like that, or you're losing at cards and you get so mad, and let's throw alcohol in the mix too, and you're drinking, and you get and let's throw weed in the mix too, and you're smoking your weed, drinking your drinks, and playing cards or playing Xbox. You're getting your behind kicked, and you get so mad you go grab your Glock and you start shooting up the place, and you kill somebody. Well, that's on you. You should have the right to go buy that Glock that holds 19 shots or 20 shots or whatever it holds, but you're the one responsible. So if you use that firearm irresponsibly, then you suffer the consequences. You go to jail. You lose your right to carry that gun. And that's how that goes. Telling the person in California who may want to buy an AR-15 or some type of an assault style weapon that you've already determined that that person is going to be irresponsible with that firearm before they've even had a chance to buy it. Meanwhile, back in criminal land, they're getting their AR-15s and then they're coming back and shooting up neighborhoods and killing kids and doing whatever it is that they do. Put the emphasis on the criminals, not the people who should have the right to buy what they want. Oh, and I forgot to add too, if you already own, if you already own an assault style weapon in the state of California, you can keep it because you're grandfathered in, but you have to register it. And I don't have a problem with that. I think if you own certain handguns and assault style weapons that don't necessarily or aren't defined as a shotgun, a traditional shotgun, that you have the right to have in your house without registration. But if you want to keep an assault style weapon, I think you should register it. I think handguns should be registered. That is just responsible on the part of people who want to own those types of weapons. And speaking of responsibility or irresponsibility, what has to be, in my opinion, one of the dumbest weapons rights legislations to go on, this is just stupid, just plain stupid. In the good old state of Mississippi, well, as of 2017, if you are 19 and older, you have the right to go purchase a handgun, to carry it concealed, without a permit, and without any weapons training whatsoever. This has to be the stupidest thing that you could possibly do in regards to firearms. And, I float back and forth between joining the NRA because, when the NRA sticks up for stupid stuff like this, that's when you go, are you guys just a bunch of well-organized gun fanatics? Or do you honestly want to do something about gun rights and also gun responsibility? And this type of law is just woefully irresponsible. According to the governor of Mississippi, it is this right has been enacted to give the average person the right to protect themselves from criminals. I don't have a problem with that part of it. You should have the right to protect yourself with equal or superior firepower when it comes to dealing with these knuckleheads out here. So that part I have absolutely no problem with. But putting a handgun in somebody's possession and telling them that they can carry it concealed with no training whatsoever, that is absolutely ridiculous. Let's do some other dumb things that Mississippi might enact as law. How about putting on a meat coat and jumping into a pool of sharks? How about visiting a whorehouse with no condoms? How about having the right, Mississippi, to poke a bear with a stick, a grizzly bear? Just poke it with a stick until it attacks you and tears you to pieces. And I forgot, no background checks. So you will put into someone's possession a pistol that they can carry concealed with no permit, no training, and no background checks. So if the person has a mental illness history, doesn't matter. If the person has a violent history, doesn't matter. If the person is a woman beater or a sociopath it does not matter. That is the stupidest thing that I've ever heard of. And I'm gonna tell you something. I'm not one of these conspiracy guys or anything like that. But if you're a black man in the state of Mississippi, you being set up, brothers. I'm going to tell you that right now, because a lot of you are jumping up and down with glee and happiness that you get to go out and buy you a pistol and be a big shot with a pistol you carry around. But, man, you being set up, because when is it going to be the determinant that says on the part of the cops, I didn't know he wasn't a criminal? How are we supposed to tell the difference between the criminals and the law-abiding citizens when every black man practically walks around with his pants hanging off of his ass? When every black man practically looks and dresses the same? When every black man almost acts like a thug or a hoodlum or a criminal? And of course, when you get too many niggas in one area and everybody has guns, what do you think is going to happen? You better think twice, black man, before you purchase a gun in the state of Mississippi, because that law more than likely is going to backfire on you, and it is going to backfire on you severely. And you're caught between a rock and a hard place, because the criminals are going to continue to carry their guns, and now that you have the right to carry yours, how are the police going to make the distinction between the criminals and the law-abiding citizens who have the right to carry a gun? No weapons training, no background checks, and no registration of a pistol that you can carry concealed. That is absolutely stupid. Adults are supposed to make better decisions, especially the ones who are in charge of making laws. And I'm expecting this one to blow up, literally blow up real quick in Mississippi. They're gonna have to backtrack on this one, man, and make some changes, because you are literally setting yourself up for so many problems relative to guns in the state of Mississippi. Or is that what Mississippi wants? You know, like I said, black man, you better think twice. Get your gun registered anyway. If you have the right to carry it, and put that registration in your wallet, so if something goes down, you can pull that out and say, look, this is legally registered, and here's my proof that I can carry it, and that'll give you some weight, you know, when you got to put a cap in somebody's behind, and the police are like 2-3 seconds off of putting a cap in yours. But, you know, and get adequate training when it comes to carrying a gun. Go to a gun range, go to a gun class, you know, take it upon yourself to go get trained and be responsible. There is nothing more dangerous than somebody walking around with a gun and they don't know how to use it. They are not trained in how to use it. You might as well give the keys to give the keys to somebody who doesn't know how to drive a bus, and just let them go ahead and drive a bus because they want to be a bus driver. You don't need any training. You don't need to know how to drive. Just get in the bus and you'll learn as you go. You know, and that's exactly what you're doing in this regard, learning as you go. And that's the worst thing that you can do, learning as you go, carrying a gun, for crying out loud. You know, the NRA needs to grow a set when it comes to things like this and take a stand on this, man. You know, irresponsible is just plain irresponsible. And you are the leaders of gun rights, things like that. And, you know, just wrong is wrong. And this, you know, that Mississippi law is wrong. I hope that, you know, again, I think you should have the right to have whatever you want, but I hope laws like this don't start to become the norm for other states across the country. It will just contribute to just utter chaos when it comes to guns. Backtrack on that, Mississippi. Big mistake, big mistake. This is KTM and the Wake Up Report saying think a little bit. It will do wonders for you.